Hello and welcome to a match between Zenith and Rattlesnake, quarterfinals, AMD Premier League, TA3 invitee versus TA3 qualifier team. Again, as we've had those in all quarterfinals actually for the AMD Premier League. And this is probably one of the more anticipated matches, and I won't be casting this one by myself. I will be once again joined by Basskip. Welcome back.
Yeah, nice to be back. How you doing, Sheever?
Doing good, and I'm, yesterday, I casted Tong Fu with you, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I was all like fangirl mode for seeing how Queen of Pain, perhaps, which didn't happen.
So who are we fangirling this game?
Well, I am
Do we have
actually
anybody?
fangirling like the teams, like itself. It's. I know it sounds like really corny, but
I've been looking forward to this match all day. So,
yeah,
I can appreciate that.
because like Zenith, the team that is basically capable of winning any game, regardless of who they're up against. They took a game off IG, which was at that point totally unexpected, and they did it in a very unconventional fashion, with just not banning out any heroes and just go full awkward mode, but won the game. And Rattlesnake is one of the teams that has got a lot of star players in it. I have seen them quite a bit, but they haven't been really I don't know, I haven't seen that much of them in terms of news and results and etc. But I know that they are amazingly skilled individually, and I'm really curious to see how they have worked on their team play lately as well. So I'm really, hoping for an amazing game.
And Rattlesnake, a team that you might not necessarily recognize as a whole, but a lot of the names have been around in the SEA scene for a very long time. I guess most notably Kabu and Lanham. They've both been in teams for the last, as long as I can remember, from when I was back watching Dota 1. So they've definitely got some history. And Rattlesnake, they're actually gonna first pick Leshrac. So I guess last night we said Leshrac never gets a break, and it's the same case. And much of the same
they
draft
actually
Alchemist picked up.
They banned out a Tinker, which is also a hero that you don't really see that often. So, or at least not banned out in the first banning phase. So that's a kind of a respect ban, I would guess, to Zenith. I mean, the rest of the bans look very standard, just Nyx, Lifestealer, and the Bad Rider. And I mean, Zenith draft looks very solid. Lone Druid, Shadow Demon, something you would expect, even though Magnus is still somewhere floating around here. But yeah, like you said, Leshrac, Alchemist, first two pickups, not something that you often see.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm excited to see more Alchemist, because we saw, I guess anyone who didn't catch the game, Rattlesnake, the first game that they had to play for this competition, they picked up an Alchemist, they ran him solo mid, and he went phase boots into a mech. So not what you would normally expect to see. And Rattlesnake, it looks like it's the exact same lineup so far, going back for the Earthshaker as well. So I'm...
Well, when you say Alchemist solo mid, I kind of think about a game that I saw was the first real showing of when I thought, wow, Rock's Kiss is really doing well in the Western scene. And they ran Alchemist solo mid, and they went completely rampage with that, and they actually managed to beat Fnatic Europe at that time, and at that time that was like the team to beat, because they were like on top of everything. So I kind of like Alchemist in a more prominent role rather than just sitting on an offlane farming somewhere. So I hope they will do that again, because I didn't manage to catch that game indeed. And Zenith, so far, conventional heroes. And I'm saying that because I was expecting Zenith to come with, the different kind of strategies that they often are known for.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they kind of wanted to show that it's solid play from them. They're the direct invites. Rattlesnake are the team that has to try and progress through the qualifiers, and maybe it's just Zenith showing that they deserve their spot. And I mean, the draft, Lone Druid, a lot of teams love him so much that they're never going to look past him. And I mean, when you see this Rattlesnake Alchemist, you don't want to give them the chance to put it mid. So I think the Queen of Pain is going to put an end to that. Rattlesnake probably going to have to look for something else. Maybe a Puck. He's still there, though I don't know if Zenith is going to let it all the way through.
Yeah, in theory, you're probably seeing Rattlesnake like. If I wouldn't know that you said Alchemist solo mid, I would have expected Alchemist with these two heroes on the lane. So with Leshrac and Earthshaker on a tri lane, and that would mean a safe tri lane. Earthshaker known for being the guy that is there to just stop anything from harassing his carry rather than going in and kill stuff. Unfortunately, I guess, because I think Earthshaker would be very fun to do that with. But it kind of means that Rattlesnake is still missing two solo lanes, and Zenith is thinking the same thing. They banned out the Clockwork as their first ban. And we're probably gonna see them banning out some extra solo lanes. Might still see a Magnus ban out, as I'm still kind of surprised to see that he hasn't made an appearance yet. But like you said, Puck's still in as well, also a target that is one that we might see getting banned out. As for Zenith, what they need is carries. They're expecting Lone Druid on the offlane, as that is often done by Ice, I believe. And then still need a carry to go together with the Shadow Demon.
Yep, so I was about to say there was a Darkseer and a Magnus floating around, but Zenith's gonna get rid of the DS, and Rattlesnake, I guess kind of unconventional carries the bans from them, though Gyrocopter and Juggernaut. We have been seeing a little bit more of them of late, and Rattlesnake, it's even more aggression. They pick up Visage, and I really like this, actually.
Yeah, now you kind of have to look at either, probably Shrek as one of the also farming heroes, though I have seen a Visage solo mid before, and it was very enjoyable. I think he's more of a aggressive tri-lane kind of hero. But then you would like have Alchemist mid, Shrek perhaps on the carrying tri-lane farming hero. But a lot of options with their lineup right now. And I hope that Zenith has seen the matches that Rattlesnake has done that you are talking about.
5 seconds remaining.
So we have an idea about what to expect.
If you were coming into this game and you hadn't played against Rattlesnake, I think you would be... I'd be a little bit shaken drafting against this if I hadn't seen them playing before, because this is just, I mean, we haven't seen a Keeper of the Light. Magnus is still in the pool. I mean, all of these heroes that have been such staple picks for the last couple of weeks, none of that. Rattlesnake are defining their own little metagame for this tournament, and I'm really loving it. It's going to be interesting to see how the lane. Again, you're right. They've sort of got 3 supports now, so somebody's going to be bumped up in terms of farm priority, at least from that. And Zenith, still some really solid pickups for them, but they're afraid of the aggression, and they're going to go for another tri-lane hero of their own. So picking up the Undying, but Rattlesnake, they've got a game plan.
Yeah.
To pick up the profit.
I was going to say, because they don't care about what Zenith does or bans, and if you look at their lineup, you think, the bans of Zenith probably didn't really matter to Rattlesnake. They knew what they wanted, and they got it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we're really going to be seeing an aggressive tri-lane here. I don't know who's going to be on mid for them, necessarily trying to match up against the Queen of Pain, but with Nature's Prophet, they're going to make that tri-lane into a 4v3, whenever they want. And the only problem is going to be who's soloing against the Lone Druid. I think that's going to be the question.
I think maybe Nature's Prophet is a decent one to do that.
Yeah, definitely not too bad. Lots of summon wars going on there between the treants and the bear.
But like you said, I mean, Zenith, they don't really know what to expect or how much aggression Rattlesnake is gonna be seeing, so they pick up on Undying, and that's one of those heroes that if you're gonna be diving, Undying will put down a tombstone and you're screwed. So that's very, I mean, you often see Undying in aggressive tri-lanes as well, and it works out great, but I feel like this is more of a, you know what, we just want to make sure that if we're gonna get an aggressive tri-lane, we can do something. With it,
and Zenith have the tools to cover whatever carry they want, but okay, gonna pick up a win on her. So I guess it could be Undying farming the tri-lane, it could even be win on her here. And so long as they manage to get the solo versus solo for Lone Druid, he should be okay. So I think Zenith is a really good reaction to what Rattlesnake are going for here, and at least what they've shown so far.
Yeah, we will see Yamete on the Queen of Pain, so that's probably the one that we were most expecting, as in terms of, well, together with Ice Lone Druid, obviously. But, yeah, Undying or Windrunner, one of the two will be farming. I kind of think Undying, like, I've heard it said before. Wow, wait a sec, I'm gonna drink some water, because otherwise my voice is gonna be screwed.
Yeah.
Sorry, so... what I've heard before from professional players, I don't know which one anymore, but someone said Undying is he has fallen a bit out of favor, right? Or at least for the lanes, that it doesn't get picked up that often anymore. So the reason that apparently is because he's great early on in the game, but the moment that the laning phase is kind of over, if he doesn't have farm, he's useless.
Yeah, he's kind of like Enchantress in that regard. He just drops off a cliff if he doesn't have the really high early game impact. So I think Zenith 100% just trying to have some tools to deal with the Visage, and yeah, we're seeing the rise of Visage and Undying again. Undying also kind of became unpopular as Gyrocopter got stronger and stronger, just because Flat Cannon makes such easy work of the zombies that it wasn't really a threat. So yeah, we're going to be seeing more of him this game. Also, the popularity rise of Luna sort of helped push him down a bit, because when your supports can just sit and right-click the tombstone and get rid of it, it's not so great. But anyway, enough for me. Let's run over who's playing what. And since it doesn't look like we're gonna have any.
No, they just. It's like they were mirrored. They walked on the solo lane. They are both taking the path from the enemy jungle through the river towards the mid lane. They're doing exactly the same. Just Zenith is doing it a bit more quickly, so they are already in the mid lane while Rattlesnake is still hanging around. But interesting to note that both teams were looking for maybe some aggression, but didn't manage to find it. But yeah, for Zenith, we're gonna have Ice playing the Undying, gonna be on a supportive role here. XY will be on the Windrunner, who'll probably be taking the farm in a tri-lane. It will be X-Freedom playing the Shadow Demon in this game. Already has a smoke in his pocket, so we'll be trying to go for some early aggression. Yamate will be playing the Queen of Pain, and Ice as expected on the Lone Druid. Managed to pick up an invisibility rune. So he's gonna get some free experience, and the bear is already pulling the lane away. Sorry.
So I guess I'll do Rattlesnake. Quick shakes. So over on Rattlesnake, we've got Kabu playing Leshrac. Sag is going to be on Earthshake. We've got Lanham playing Visage on mid. Lua is going to be on Alchemist, and that leaves Icy to play the Nature's Prophet at bot.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that it looks like we are actually seeing Lanham taking the farm here. Fisher, Split Earth, X-Freedom, gotta get nuked! Ooh, the disruption with 38 HP left, but one more hit will do the job. Boom, first blood. Goes away of the visage.
He tried to be so sneaky, microing the illusion to make it look like, you know, that was the target that they wanted, but when he was solo, that was very straightforward. And I mean, the Visage's damage, it's absurd.
Yeah, and this was a bit of a, like, I would call it a misplaced Fisher, as in they were on the safe side of it. Imagine what would happen if it's on the right side, and then you can even kill off the Undying, which probably wouldn't have died in this case, because he's of course a tanky hero. But yeah, that is just a lot of harassment, and I think we can expect a lot more from that. And we are indeed seeing an Alchemist solo mid. He has been having a bit of troubles with the harassment that Yamate is throwing at him. He's already out of mana, doesn't have a bottle just yet, but he specs Acid Spray, and look at the harassment that Queen of Pain gets from just standing in there.
Yeah, and Alk, so long as he survives until level 6, should have the survivability and the sustain to just stay in this lane. I see he gets blocked in by this bear at bot.
Yeah.
Actually forced to use his TP just to get across to the lane. That's a bit odd. And before anything too interesting happens top, though I don't know. Yeah. So Ice, he came to the bottom lane and he knew exactly what the matchup was going to be. He actually started with a little bit more regen and picked up his stout shield later, assuming that, you know, Nature's Prophet wasn't going to go too hard on the bear early. So I just think nice awareness from him, gets a little bit of extra regen out compared to what you would normally have, and yeah, prepared for the lane. So should hopefully be fine. And to start things out, he is leading the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet already harassed out. He's no longer having any mana, only have 2 tangos left, and I think Ice is going to be just fine with this matchup. So far, last hit-wise, he's not doing that great. 7 for 2 with Icy sitting on 4 for 1. So I guess for both, they have a bit of issues with that. But yeah, Ice is going to be very happy with this massive creep wave coming in, so he'll be fine. And his bear is actually on his way to the base to get healed up.
And I'd also like to point out that, you know, there's something with these Southeast Asian teams and just Ice in their name. We've got Ice,
yeah.
so Ice Cubed, Ice, and Icy all in one game. So that's gonna be
I think it's because overall, like in general, they have very hot countries, like, you know, the temperature. So they all like ice. Has to be something like that.
Yeah, it has to be something along those lines. So far, Zenith, I have to say, doing really well in terms of farm on all 3 lanes. I think we're not going to be unhappy with the start that they're getting off to. I mean, even XY, he's being aggressively trialing against, but managing to sit up at 14 last hits right now. I really like the Windrunner pickup from Zenith. Gives them someone who can farm but still stay fairly safe in terms as far as his trialing is concerned.
Oh, they want to go for XY actually, or no, just a Split Earth. There was no Fisher to follow it up with in Lanham. Couldn't get the right soul assumption or a lot of the right stacks anyway. Harassment Kabu. He's out, by the way, out of clarity, so this is all the mana that he has, so he can't really spell it out too much.
Yeah, I mean, Earthshaker still has a couple left, and they've already got the Bassi up, so should be okay.
Oh, bottom lane, Icy getting chased down. Lucky for Icy, there's no entangle yet, so there's just harassment that he has to deal with, and can hide under the safety of his tower, and is actually going to be having the bear already down to 250 HP. So might have to, actually, never mind. This time, Ice doesn't want to send it back and just resummons it. In the meantime, disruption top lane. Fisher going through as well. Just Ice gonna be trying to go for some harassment up on Lanham, who has to run away, but should be able to be safe. Sends a soul subject to freedom, but doesn't really do anything that is really notable. And they are gonna get some, well, actually, it vanished before they could get the gold from the tombstone. But some counter initiation from Zenith coming out there.
And Ice is being really cute. He's pulling the Radiant creeps all the way back so that he can just keep wailing on the tower. So he knows exactly what the timing is in this lane, and still going hard. I think he might even be able to get this tower right now. Now I can see
and he is level 5. He gets an entangle. They just profit in some trouble. Gonna be trying to maybe kill off Ice before anything else. The creeps helping out. Here also comes Luo. Hello, kill. Luo leaving his top lane. Tower still went down, not a deny, but that kill made it worth it.
Yeah, so nice rotation from Alchemist. Surely the call must have come from Yamate on mid, but I think Ice was a little bit too deep to change his mind there, and maybe should have been. Must have been aware of the fact that there was a double creep wave coming in. They actually put out quite a bit of damage on him, but gets the tier 1 down. So some gold in the pockets for the heroes up on top, and still doing pretty well in terms of CS.
You had that, didn't you?
That death isn't gonna help him out, and Alchemist almost level 6, so. It's going to be a lot more difficult for Quap to really do too much against him.
Yeah, and I'm actually quite surprised. Like, okay, Yamate is really leading on last hits, and when I say leading, it's like 32 for 27. 27 denies for an Alchemist that has only 7 last hits. I mean, that's quite insane. But she hasn't really killed Luo. Luo has been getting the experience. And has just been able to stand there and just take it, and is actually going to get an Aegis room, going to be going bottom once again. Yamate too late.
And I mean, Alec doesn't. He doesn't really care too much about missing out on the farm early on. Once he starts getting, some ganking items, or once he starts picking up the Greedle screen. And top lane.
Oh, disruption gonna help save the life of the Windrunner for now, but Edict is there, and that is gonna be another soul assumption to get the Windrunner out of the way. At least Ice was able to get away from that one, but yeah. I do like the Leshrac here. The Leshrac was picked up first, and it's don't die! Denied. Alchemist getting another kill, rotating. We saw him rotating with an Invis rune, made it worth it. But Yamate coming in looking for a kill. Scream, Sonic Wave, boom! He's dead. Icy on the floor, and Luo running away. That by the way was the first kill that Zenith got.
Yeah, so Zenith managed to get on the board. I think a little bit unfortunate that Yamate had to use the Sonic Wave there. I think would have preferred to keep it up, try and hit up towards top where these, still relatively squishy supports are hanging out, but should still probably be able to get something done if he makes his way up towards that top lane, so can finally help to relieve the pressure a bit.
I wanted to say, like, the tombstone that Ice can place, is great, but you have a Leshrac with the Edict, and those zombies will vanish. And they already knew that they, like, if you're gonna be expecting an aggressive trialing, you pick up a zombie, I was gonna say, but an Undying to counter that aggressive trialing. And you already know that there's gonna be Edict. That tombstone is not gonna be doing as much, so it's quite interesting to see them still actually having picked up that Undying. Maybe they weren't expecting the Leshrac there, could be.
Yeah, I wouldn't have necessarily picked the mid Alchemist. But what is this bear doing?
Yeah, I'm seeing it too.
He's just having a bit of a hangout.
Having a bit of field day.
But, yeah, would have expected the solo mid Alch had I not seen it. Might have thought, okay, it's going to be a solo mid Leshrac and they're going to run a dual melee tri-lane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Undying's still good to try and slow down the aggression. I think Rattlesnake would have been going even harder had the Undying not been here, with the threat of just keeping everybody a little bit squishy with the decay, and then having the tombstone as well to deter those dives. And this bear is still just being a nuisance.
He's just cute. He has a dog. He can't attack. I like it.
He's just hanging out. I guess it's keeps vision in case he's ever gonna TP up top. So that's the nice thing there.
It's just a walking ward.
Yeah, he's just very casual.
I like it. He can't really try to kill it off. It's just way too tanky. But he's gonna try and take it to the tower. It looks like.
Yeah. Earthshaker, interestingly, doesn't get a point in enchant just yet, so...
Look at what he's doing right now. Taking it to the tower, making sure it can't blink away. Now Ice realizes what's going on, and he sends it home.
Yeah, so...
At least he tried to do something against it.
Still very bull. I don't know. I want to say it's passive, but again, Rattlesnake, they're the ones running the aggressive lane, but screw that. They're actually going for a smoke straight towards mid now. So.
Yeah. Chemical rage is up. Yamate is the target. The one target that is, yeah, gonna get stunned. Oh, and that's gonna be a Fissure and a Splitter. No way to get out. And even Nature's Prophet actually picks out the kill. That means extra experience for Icy right there. As they're also going to be taking a tower with that level 3 edict. Very easy. Yeah, Cabo picking up the gold.
Yeah, so Rattlesnake, they managed to get Yamate down, and I mean, with every single death they get on the Queen of Pain is huge at this point in the game, because even if Ice is having a fantastic time, Lone Druid not a hero who's gonna, you know, lumber into a lane and says, okay, I'm here to get kills, I'm here to turn the game around. It's really a much slower style.
Ice coming in the mid lane, looking for entangles up on Kabu. Second hit doesn't get an entangle. Let's see if he can get an entangle on the third hit, because Kabu still in range of the run. Yamate blinking himself in as well. They still want to go for this. Are they gonna actually dive this? One hit, no entangle. That is not gonna be the end of it though. Ice. 4 hit, no entangle. Is it gonna be 5 hit, no entangle? 5 hit, no entangle. Kabu, luckiest Leshrac in the world. In the meantime, Yamate is gonna get stunned. Is gonna be walking around a bit, well, a bit pained, I'd say. Still hanging around though. Jumps in, screams, wants to go for the Earthshaker. Gets him as well, with Ice actually getting the last hit. Kabu managed to get away alive. Stun hits on Ice, and this is gonna be Luo running for his life. And this bear needs more clovers, because he is just not getting those entangles. Now he gets an entangle, and the kill goes the way of Ice. Double kill for him. Good dive, long dive. 2 kills
long
out of
dive
that.
with no help, I think is. I mean, Lanham stays top to try and stop XY farming. Didn't actually have a TP on him, I believe. And Icy, you know, stays bot the entire time as well. So Zenith, they dive 4 behind the tier 1 on mid and just don't, you know. Luo came in, attempted the punish. I think, you know, a really good idea from him, but just wasn't the you know, the rest of the team there to back him up. So Zenith ballsy play, but getting away with it.
Icy didn't join in either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, Yamate, trouble, Echo Slam, dead he goes, down he goes, dead he is.
Nicely microed, I have to say, by Lanham. I'm not sure if they even needed those stuns, but you know, dropping the Echo Slam, and again, stalling the Queen of Pain for as long as they can in this game is going to be absolutely fantastic, because while Ice, you know, farming really well, so is all of Zenith, you know. Everybody's sitting close to 60 last hits.
And if we look at the net worth, like, even though Queen of Pain just died twice, she's still on top of that list. Not anymore, actually, as I say that. Thank you, Val.
Nature's Prophet, creeping his way up.
He just used his ulti, actually. Well, he used his ulti. 4 heroes top from Rattlesnake. Could be 5 any moment, because of course Icy could TP in there. Let's see if they can do it again. There's 1 tier, 1 tower left standing. X5, trouble, stuns. And let's see if he can get healed up completely. No, he cannot. Still stick charges. He is going to be going down as the first one. Everybody coming in though. Sonic Wave is there as well. Nova Edict from Kabu doing tons of damage. Forces also Yamate back. And both Yamate and Ice are going down. Fissure going down on Ice. And Tangle up on Icy though. Nice Sprout trying to help out. But I don't think he's going to be able to make this one. Lanham trying to do what he can as well. It is Kabu as well. Luo coming in. Rex Freedom, gonna get a Soul Assumption in his face, gonna get stunned to go down. Ice still hanging around. Where's his bear? Looking for entangles, can't find them, and it's them that go down, and this is a team wipe.
Sheesh, what a fight from Rattlesnake. And the early physical damage is just, it's immense. I mean, if we add it up, you've got minus armor from the acid spray. Lanham picked himself up a very early medallion. Leshrac's Edict is composite, so it's half physical, half magical, and that means that it's being amplified by the medallion and the acid spray, and on top of that, you know, the familiars as well are just pumping out deeps. So Rattlesnake, a lot of, you know, little internal synergies in their lineup as well, and I mean, they managed to melt Yamate, and he's actually pretty tanky. He's got strength treads, he's got his ogre club already picked up as well, but when the focus fire comes, it's hard for anybody to stand for too long.
Yeah, and so much AoE damage going through as well. I mean, acid spray, the Fissure, we saw in the Leshrac's Edict, and Nova actually picked that up at level 8. It's just, you know, it's very hard to deal with it. And then, you know, everybody is dropping low, slowly but steadily, and then there's Lanham just nuking everybody down with the Soul Assumption. Nobody able to stay alive after that, and I'm quite surprised that they don't get a tier 1 tower out of that, to be fair.
Yeah, everybody was pretty low. I mean, the Tombstone managed to get some work done, and Yamate got a 4-man Sonic Wave, so Really nicely played by him in that fight. But just it wasn't enough to burst anybody down. I think Alchemist just shrugged it straight off and kept chopping. So yeah, Zenith now behind by 7. Experience and gold both quite heavily in favor of Rattlesnake, and the smokes don't stop. Another one going to be popped on mid.
Oh, and they are going to be going towards that top lane once again. I mean, they just want to get rid of all the towers, I guess.
And Icy has a DD as well with his ultimate up.
Nope. Let's see who they're gonna be finding. It's only X-Bite that's hanging around there by himself. I mean, Shadow Demon is around, but he won't be in time for a disruption there, and they are gonna be killing him off very fast. I mean, there's really no hope for him. Try and stay alive as long as he can. Commendable, but you know, it was doomed. He was doomed.
Yeah, and I mean, oh, what's going on with Zenith? We've got a double set of observers placed, you know, right after one another at top. So we've got, you know, 2 lane wards, a little bit of weird communication going on between the supports. And I mean, I hate to speculate, but yeah, Zenith may be feeling a little bit off kilter at the moment.
Yeah, well, they went.
I mean, maybe I'm reading into 2 wards just a little bit too much there, but yeah.
No, they are normally a team that either does really well or they are okay. And when they're doing really well, they're really doing really well. But this doesn't seem one of their games. It's just they can't seem to get their flow going, and the thing they probably need to do right now is just wait, don't get killed, and get that lone druid up to farm.
Yeah, get the lone druid going. He's almost got his omelet up. I mean, again, Ice lone druid, not a hero who's going to be participating in the fight super early. And if he's going to be getting Zenith back into the game, it is going to be just by getting that farm, getting those early aggressive items up, and helping to back up his team as they go for towers.
Yeah, and it's very hard for Yamate to pick up some kills. I mean, that's something that I would otherwise also say, like, you know, go for some ganks. But who is he gonna gank? Like, Leshrac is never by himself, because he always has Earthshaker there, so that will be Yamate jumping into Fissure and Split Earth, not really where you want to be. Lanham has got his familiars to help out as well, won't probably be bursted down. There's everywhere he goes, he's gonna be getting, or the target that he is ganking is gonna be getting support of Icy, and maybe therefore Icy is the one target that he can gank, but Icy doesn't really show himself. Fissure, Yamate get himself out, and he can't gank Alchemist, like that's out of the question. He is just too tanky.
Yeah, and Visage as well. I mean, he's just with a couple points in Gravekeepers becomes absurdly tanky, and I mean, even working his way towards an Aghanim Scepter now as well, he's going to be really difficult to bring down. Zenith continue to play the very defensive game. Looks like they've made the call for XY to just continue farming. He's going to be working towards the majority of the teamfight items, so it looks like he's working his way towards a pipe as well, and he's going to be the biggest focus target for Rattlesnake in every fight. If they can force him to pop the mech and pop the pipe defensively without actually getting the full impact out onto the team, then that's going to be a really big boon for them. So XY's positioning is going to be absolutely crucial, especially that his team has put him in this role to just farm teamfight items for later on in the game, as opposed to, you know, coming to participate in too many fights or coming to look for ganks with Yamate. So Zenith make a judgment call, and hopefully, you know, XY's positioning is going to make it the right one.
Yeah, we see also the supports just trying to get as much farm as they can without putting any weight on XY's farm on that top lane, and just trying to not put themselves in danger. In the meantime, there is a mechanism up on both teams. We do have the mech up on the Alchemist now as well. So next team fight will definitely have an impact for making the game longer, which will actually favor Rattlesnake a bit more, purely because of the acid spray. But
they've got a lot of incidental damage going on in these fights.
But I might also buy more time for that lone druid to get more entangles. I have to say, like, when that chase happened in the mid lane, 5 hits without entangles, I mean, Ice's Eyes probably would have, you know, screamed at his bear right there, because that's just...
We can't all be Admiral Bulldog.
Yeah. I mean, that's just
we can't get entangles on demand.
Unfortunately.
So, Zenith 2-man smoke on mid, we'll see. I think, you know, there are still a couple of targets that they can afford, that they can try to pick off, so still going for these, I think the right decision, but playing pretty defensively in Rattlesnake. I mean, look at the warding right now. If you look at the Radiant Vision, you would think it was the Dire, just by how much of, you know, their side of the map they've got going on.
Even having that sentry ward there, ward goes down, they now see it instantly, and they know what's coming. Freedom coming in, looking for that disruption, can't get it off, and backs off again. In the meantime, Tower gets a lot of harassment here from the Treants. XY getting a soul assumption. in their face. But still a bit dancing around each other. Neither really wants to go in. Never mind. Luo wants to go in. Looking for the stun. Gonna be finding it up on ice. He already put down his tombstone. Echo Slam is gonna be there. Disruption to help keep him up. But he will still be in a lot of trouble. Pops his zombie form. And we will see LeShrek going down as the first one. Ice is coming to the fight. Taking a lot of damage. And will be running away with only an inch of his life. Freedom also doing the same thing right there. The soul assumptions starting a bit to lose their value. There's still going to be a stun by the Alchemist, who is actually going to be stunning himself. Never mind that, and that might be an opening. Shackle does ledge Luo to one solo tree that sends her Sonic Wave up on 3. Bear in a lot of trouble. Fisher going down as well. Another soul assumption. Going to be getting this disjointed.
I mean,
disjointed.
Rattlesnake, 4 of them just took a Sonic Wave to the face, and everybody was like, "Yeah, Sonic Wave." Like, okay, let's just keep fighting. I mean, that's a rank 2 Sonic Wave, and to have a team just shrug it off like that was, I mean, they're far from squishy. Kabu died right at the start of the fight. He got entangled by Ice, you know, back near the tower.
Revenge.
But, yeah, revenge there. But still a huge kill lead in favor of Rattlesnake, and it's starting to stabilize the golden experience a little bit. So I think, you know, good decisions from them. They let the tier 1s fall without maybe too much contest, not feeling confident about their ability to take team fights, and now things are stepping up a little bit. One thing to note, Yamate, after the chain stuns have happened on him, you know, these 3 or 4 times, he's been playing a lot more defensively in these fights. We haven't seen a blink in anymore. He's been trying to walk in, get damage down, and save the blink to be able to escape, because as soon as that Rattlesnake chain stun starts, it's normally enough to bring him from 100 to 0. I mean, he's been on the receiving end of, I think, pretty much every stun Rattlesnake have in their arsenal at some point in this game. BKB coming up in about 100 gold, so that's going to be a big help for him.
Oh, XY, is there gonna be familiars in time? Nope, never mind that. I was kind of surprised, like, it was a very long fight and basically everything was used on the top lane. And the only one that died were LeShrek and Undying. Undying took all those chain stuns in and actually survived because of the disruption, but still, in the end, went down. But I think that was a bit of that we can see as a turning point, because we know that Rattlesnake's aggressive trial lane was like, you know, the amount of burst damage that they had and the amount of sustainable damage just overall. At this point, it seems like Zenith has got those levels already that allows them to just be able to survive through that. They might not be able to win fights in return, but this is, I think, one of those points where Zenith says, you know what, we are able to survive, and if we hold on, at some point we'll be able to fight back and actually get kills with that lone druid. And actually Luo going and gonna find X Freedom, taking a lot of damage from the stun already, and yeah, Visage's familiars and Fisher helping out.
That medallion concoction is happening.
Yeah, nice Echo Slam. Ice gonna get stunned up, gonna get killed off. Mechanism only keeps him up for a little while longer. Nice double stun there from Luo, and they can't follow this up as well. It's gonna be a bit of a split damage there, no real focus fire, and both of them stay alive. BKB ready up on Yamate, gets all his mana out of him and jumps himself out. Gets a kill on the Earthshaker with the Sonic Wave before he did that though. Tier 2 tower still goes down, and that is gonna be Rattlesnake. Once again, 1-for-1 trade, but this time they get a tower in return. And a good trade as well, or Shaker.
Yeah, and Icy being a nuisance at bot. I mean, he's already got the split push up on the Nature's Prophet, so every single time a fight breaks out, if he feels his team doesn't need him, then he's going to be doing what Nature's Prophet does best, and yeah, now going to be forcing TPs towards the bottom lane as well.
Yeah, oh, he used his Shadow Blade, but he actually...
Whoa, what happened there?
I don't know, he used it and then it vanished.
Well, maybe he toggled his treads or something like that.
It could be.
If you do anything when you're Shadow Bladed, aside from, you know, TPing or certain channeling abilities, then out you come. Yeah. So that could have been dangerous, but looks like he's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing just Rattlesnake thinking, you know what, we got tier 2 tower top, let's just rotate, get the next tier 2. It's going to be tier 2 tower mid. Already Zenith anticipating that fight though. Let's see how prepared they are. They don't have a Sonic Wave anymore. They do have the BKB up on Yamate once again. Soft cooldown, but let's see how far they can get, because the bear doesn't really have anything extra since last time, and it will not be easy.
Yeah, it's just Rattlesnake, I think, doing the exact right thing. They feel that they're in the lead, I think rightfully so, and they're just gonna keep pushing. And if Zenith, I mean, they had the opportunity to give away towers and things like that, to get BKBs, to get armlets, to, you know, to make those trades, but you can't keep trading away at this point in the game. So something's You know, they've got to find that pick off into a team fight, a pick off into a push, and they're looking for it on mid.
Yeah, can't find the entangle up on Lanham. It's gonna be Luo that's gonna be searching for a stun. Finds it up on Ice Ice Ice. No follow up for that one though, as Yamate actually jumps in. Has to blink himself out with the BKB on. Kabu goes down, gets an entangle. XY gonna get stunned up, gonna be getting disrupted to try and save his life. X-Freedom stuck inside some trees, will be trying to run away. Will be able to do that actually. Tombstone is gonna be delaying Rattlesnake a bit more, but they will still try to advance as the Fisher hits up on Ice Ice Ice, who is, by the way, still alive, quite surprisingly. They're still diving this, though. They're going past a tier 2, or are they not? They just want to get the tower, I would think. Bear looking for tangles once again, can't find them, gets a sprout, tower goes down. And this time Icy is here as well. Look at that bear is dead. And there is every summon again in 9 seconds. But
and the familiars are just doing an absurd amount of damage in these fights. I mean, everybody's used to seeing Visage, I guess, if they see Visage at all, as a support in a tri-lane, just for that early soul assumption damage, but scaling fantastically. Oh, the bear's looking for an entangled Luo.
There
Got
he
it.
is.
There's the backup.
But where's the damage? No damage. Good luck trying to kill a Luo with that. He even had a mech should it really come close to that one. So
Mech and the plate mail. I mean, he's got 25 armor at this point. That's a tanky alchemist.
Very tanky. But yeah, we see that Shadow Demon his job is to just disrupt people that are about to die. He's been doing that perfectly. Ice though, his tombstone, I mean, is there and it's creating a bit extra chaos, I would think, but it doesn't really stop Rattlesnake from going in. I mean, they don't seem to care that much purely because they have that Lashrak with that edict to burn away the zombies, and I feel like the Undying is not really pulling his weight in this game so far.
Yeah, I think it was really a reactionary pick from Zenith, seeing that aggressive tri-lane coming, but Rattlesnake, they stuck to their guns, they still got the kills, they still, you know, they didn't really stop Windrunner farming, but still got those items, got the early advantage. The familiar shackle, that's...
They can actually continue flying if they're shackled?
I don't know if that's intended, but I guess that is the case.
Yeah. The illusion that I shackled to wasn't able to move.
That was very strange. Maybe the third familiar has some weird behaviors because it's been added on by the Ags. Who knows? You know, Valve seems to have trouble with threes. Oh, there's a Hex on top. Yamate trouble. Echoes that as well. Oh my lord.
Hello, Earthshaker. Welcome to
hello,
Earthshaker.
Wow, he has this tanky Vitality booster picked up as well. I mean, Rattlesnake, I think the game plan is just survive the burst damage from the Queen of Pain and then keep ticking. It's just...
Yeah. So far so good, I'd say. I mean, Gold Graph still continuing to spike up, going towards the 10k mark. Experience Graph, same story. And really, there hasn't been really any chance that it kind of dropped. We do have, of course, 2 towers still down instead of Rattlesnake. So, you know, they've suffered some blows, but I don't think they ever were done with being on top, and they just power through.
Yeah, but I'm so surprised because I saw the game where they picked pretty much this lineup, and I was like, okay, this is a one-off. They're having some fun. They're playing some of their favorite heroes.
Pockets try.
But they're showing that this is, you know, this is a strategy. This is something that they've got going on, and I mean, we'll see. Can teams react in time to find some way to deal with it? I mean, I thought the Queen of Pain mid, Alchemist didn't get farmed, but that wasn't really enough to stop him. And Rattlesnake, ready to go straight up onto the high ground. Hype's gonna pop.
Yeah, 5 pop, and they just go. Bear looking for some entangles, actually picking up the familiars. Already got 2 down. He's still getting stunned, getting a lot of burst damage up on him. Nice shackle up on Lana. Looking for entangle again. Fisher going down up on 3. There goes a stun from Luo. Is he gonna be finding a target? Finds Ice. And is gonna be backing off together with the rest of his team. They're actually forced out of the base right now. Or are they not? XY. Oh, Hex and killed. Lanham getting the monster kill. And it is gonna be now the tier 3 tower that they're gonna be going for. Tombstone or not, here they come.
And XY, I mean, talked about the importance of positioning earlier on, just, you know, specifically for him, especially. So he's gonna be forced to buy back. Mech is still off cooldown. You know, both teams a bit of a breather before heading back in. And so who's actually waiting on cooldowns? Echo Slam still about 20 seconds away. Lanham has had to resummon those birds, so not going to be able to summon a fresh yet for bonus damage in the middle of the fight, but Zenith, they need to try to defend one more time.
A nice shackle actually. Luo attached to Icy, but as we already said, there's not really any damage to kill them off. Stun up on XY, but Fisher kind of blocking them from going there. And just continue bashing on the tower. Tower almost dead. Lanham not getting a shackle this time. Gets a soul catcher though. But that's gonna be the Nile tower.
They've lost nothing yet, and they've already got one berry summoned down as well. So this is, I mean, they're slowly winning this war of attrition, and I mean,
the
unless
slow
Zenith,
siege.
yeah,
Without a
there's
lone
no
druid
reason to
even.
do anything else. Yeah.
Actually, with that edict, it's not slow at all. Fisher still going down, hits up on Yamate again. Bear coming in, doesn't find entangles once again. Nice shackle once again, but where is the damage? They don't have it. Sonic Wave, you barely see the difference. Yamate actually just drops. There's an Echo Slam. That does damage. Undying the one to go down. Godlike Lanham. XY gonna get burst down as well, and now the barracks will drop. And I mean, I saw the Sonic Wave. It hit everybody, but you saw the HP burst and nothing happened.
Yeah, and I mean, Yamate, I think the first time he's gone back in for an aggressive blink in forever, and you just see what happens. Rattlesnake have this, I don't know, everybody's on the same wavelength. The bear walks in, everybody jumps on the bear. There's no expense spared to killing it off. You see the Queen of Pain jump in, everybody shifts focus, they kill off the Clop as quickly as they possibly can, and then keep moving from target to target. So, I mean, Rattlesnake looking like a really well-oiled machine at the moment. I'm really impressed with their play. Also, that Echo Slam versus the zombies has got to be one of the most brutal that I've ever seen. That was absolutely absurd.
Dire's bottom
quite
tower
strong.
is under attack.
That's gonna be game, and I mean, Zenith, can they find a response to this Rattlesnake strat? I'm very interested to see game 2. I mean, they've got a taste of it now. They've seen what it does. They've seen how it works, and it's a question of, you know, can they mix things up a bit and work it out.
I hope they can, because I'm kind of hoping for a third game, and I don't think we've seen the Zenith that a lot of people were hoping for. They just got overwhelmed by what Rattlesnake had in store for them, and I don't think they were expecting an Alchemist mid. And if you then bank everything on your Lone Druid, and Lone Druid wasn't doing that bad, but when he got ganked a couple of times, like he got ganked twice by Luo on his Alchemist, he just got shut down, and then you don't have a backup to take care of the rest of the team. Not if Yamate's Sonic Wave is basically, you know, ignored.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of fantastic Sonic Waves from Yamate. I think most of the time, you know, 3 to 5 targets, you know, 3 minimum. But Rattlesnake were just so absurdly tanky that it just didn't phase them. I mean, Earthshaker's got 1.7k hit points. It's a drop in the bucket for him at the moment. So
well,
yeah,
we're gonna see game number 2, because this is the quarterfinals for the AMD Premier League. One of these two teams is going to be going on to face either MUFC or Mineski. That's a game that's going to be happening later today. Another quarterfinal games between a TI3 invitee and a TI3 qualifier team. And we'll see what comes of that one. But first, Rattlesnake Zenith. Game number 2. Let's see if Zenith can push it to the third game, or if Rattlesnake is going to 2-0 Zenith, which would be, I guess, making a lot of people lose items if they bet on this game.
More Dota is always good news, so let's hope for game 2.
Indeed. Well, stick around. We'll be right back with game number 2. Don't go anywhere.